I created a catalog of every private label brand at my local Aldi using Google's Gemini artificial intelligence and my phone camera. And I'm going to show you how I did it today on Journalism AI Toolkit. I cover the supermarket industry as a journalist, and I've always wanted a clearer view of all these private label brands. Well, guess what? I did exactly that, just using nothing but my phone camera and Gemini AI. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I transformed a casual grocery store visit into organized data. We're talking about taking photos of product logos, feeding them into Gemini, and having AI automatically generate a comprehensive table that you can export straight to Google Sheets. It's fast, it's efficient, and it actually works. So grab your phone and let's turn everyday observation into organized data. Trust me, once you see how simple this is, you'll find excuses to catalog everything around you. Let's go. So we're going to start out today in Gemini, and it's a tool by Google. It's something that I've been learning a lot. I have several tutorials on Gemini if it's something that you're interested in. One of the reasons I have taken such a liking to Gemini is because of its integration with its other Google, platform, parts of its platform, like its email, maps, sheets, docs, all of the different tools that you're probably already using with Google, um, you can incorporate those into your sort of AI workflow. I think that Perplexity and Claude and ChatGPT are good for other reasons, but I've spent a lot of time using Gemini lately, and here's one of the reasons. So basically, what I did recently is I went to my local Aldi. I took probably about 40 or 50 photos. For anyone who's never been to Aldi, the way that it works is it's a very no-frills kind of grocery store. They put everything out in boxes on the shelf. On each box, there's a logo for the brand. And while 90% of all of Aldi's products are owned by Aldi, they still have separate brands. It's not like everything says Aldi on it. It's sort of like Costco and Kirkland. Kirkland is Costco's private label brand, but they really, as I understand, only have one private label brand. That's Kirkland brand. With Aldi, there's dozens of them. So I thought it would be a really interesting sort of exercise to go to Aldi, take photos of all these brands, and see if I could feed them into Gemini. And so basically, here's what I did. I started off in Gemini. I'm gonna go over here, and you can't see this because it's off screen, but I'm gonna pick 10 items, 10 of these photographs, and here, I'm gonna just show you real quickly if what some of these photographs look like. So I'll drop them in here now. You can kind of see that like some of them, there's like Benton's and there's Simply Nature and there's a lot of different brands here. Tuscan Garden, Berry Hill, whatever that is, like Millville. These are brands that most people aren't familiar with. Fit and Active is another one of their brands. They're all over the place, and if you shop at Aldi, you get used to seeing these different brands, and they kind of start to seem a little bit more normal. But these are brands that you can't buy anywhere else. You can only buy them at Aldi. And a lot of them are knockoffs of regular sort of name brand products or dupes, as they call them. Aldi's actually being sued right now by Mondelez for duping a bunch of its products, particularly its Oreos and its Nutter Butters and some of those other products like Wheat Thins is one of them. So anyway, I thought it would be an interesting exercise to see if I could sort of organize these a little bit better. So I took 46 photos while I was at Aldi the other day, and I'm just going to do this. I'll drop 10 of them in. Here's something to consider with Gemini. You can only drop in 10 documents at a time for a regular query. So I'm going to do that right now. Here are 10 photos, and you can see I kind of try to zoom in a little bit on the brand names. And what basically, I just gave it a really simple prompt and said, add all of these brand names into a table and organize them alphabetically. And here's the table. We got Benton's, Berry Hill, Great Gherkins, Oven Fresh, Millville, Savoritz, Simply Nature, Southern Grove, and Tuscan Garden. But that's not all of them. So really, I want to add 10 more. So I can just go drop 10 more in and say, add these to the table. I'm going to fast forward to the completed table that I ultimately settled on. I added in all of my photos. It occurred to me that maybe I missed some. So I asked Gemini to add in any that I might have missed. And then I asked for suggestions on additional columns to add to the table just to give it some depth and a little bit of context. So I added the primary product category, a description, the typical price tier, whether it's standard or value or premium, dietary or lifestyle focus, so conventional, health conscious, or vegan vegetarian. And then the final category here was common national brand equivalent. So this really just kind of came up with these ideas on its own. It really kind of shows you some of the major name brands that these various uh, Aldi brands are essentially duping. So once you're done with it, once you're done with the table, you hit export to sheets, and then you can click on open here at the bottom, and that's it. Here's my full table. These are just some ways that you can incorporate artificial intelligence and these simple, sort of prompt windows. You see a prompt window, and it automatically, I think, makes you think of a search engine. Right, you're just doing a search for information, or asking the artificial intelligence to do something for you, like write something, write a script, or write an email, or those sorts of things. But you can really use it in unique ways if you incorporate photos and other apps and other ways of using it. So I just highly recommend getting experimental with this stuff. I'm not going to go through the process of how I did this for this video, but after I completed creating this spreadsheet, I dropped it into NotebookLM, or actually, first I dropped it into Gemini's deep research and created a long report, basically sort of explaining all these private label business, and looking at these different brands, and kind of, giving a little bit greater depth. Then I took that report, dropped it into another AI tool that's also by Google called NotebookLM. Once I had that done, I automatically um, turned that into a podcast. And while I was making dinner last night and doing some stuff around the place, I listened to the podcast. So it's just extraction of data and analysis, and more extraction of more analysis. And they can kind of build on themselves and iterate over time to where you kind of drill down and get the information that you're really looking for. And there you have it. From grocery store snapshots to organized spreadsheets in minutes, that's the power of combining good old fashioned journalism curiosity with cutting edge AI tools. I hope this little experiment sparks some ideas for your own reporting projects. Maybe you'll catalog restaurant menus, inventory local business signage, or document public art installations. The possibilities are endless when you've got AI as your research assistant. If you found this tutorial helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more AI journalism hacks that'll make your reporting life much easier. Drop a comment below and let me know what you'd like to see cataloged next. I'm always up for good AI experiment. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, with the right tools, even a grocery run can become a data journalism adventure. See you in the next video.